What's going on, guys? It's Matters.
We are definitely going to have a double upload for today, guys. There was just so much news that went down.
But for now, guys, we're going to be talking about two pretty important topics here. One regarding super Easter egg steps for Black Ops 3 Zombies potentially being hinted at within Shadows of Evil. A lot of cool stuff to talk about there. And also a discussion about didn't we already make the origin staves and how the origin staves may actually be within this Revelations universe in Agartha, and maybe for the super Easter egg, obviously, within the Revelations, once we finish the super Easter egg, I would presume within the last map, Black Ops 3 Zombies, you would teleport, maybe using the Kino teleporter or something like that, to Agartha, just like you did on Origins, and you would acquire the Origin Staffs. Obviously, I'll talk more about that within this video. Again, guys, last night's video, we did hit our goal. We hit over 500 likes, so again, if we can hit 500 likes on this video, that'd be greatly appreciated, and if we do hit 500 likes in the next couple of hours, I will do a So yeah, let's get started here. I'm gonna start here with the sort of theory about the Shadow Man's quotes basically having double meanings, dual meanings, one with the actual pack punching, just the normal thing that we hear the Shadow Man say on Shadows of Evil, but also with the super Easter egg, and then we'll get into talking about the origin staff. So obviously you've seen the image up on screen. It's from a Mr. Waffles video, which is a really funny screenshot of him there. But basically it says, all of the Shadow Man's quotes on Shadows of Evil have double meanings and tell us the steps to the super Easter egg. Obviously not confirmed, but again, this is his theory. The Gateworm's energy must be released. Bring the item that connects you to the other world, and this would be, the blood vials in this case. Place the object upon the altar. Its connection to that soul. Weasel. Withdraw them, mob the characters into our realm. So a ritual must be performed. A sacrifice must be made. Premise will fail, and that's sort of the sacrifice there. The ritual has been completed. Your sacrifice has been chosen. We choose the character we will sacrifice, which obviously in this case probably would be Weasel or something along the lines of that. Alice hat, all that insane stuff. Please, someone tweet this in Ms. Raw, blah, 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 blah. He just commented on this video, but again, the links to the Reddit post are in the description. But it's a very interesting theory, and it talks about the Shadow Man obviously being like the harbinger of evil. He really is the main person we're gonna be going after with the super Easter egg. Again, we don't know the storyline of the super Easter egg. We don't know why it's occurring. We just know there's a good chance that it's going to happen. And what we're actually fighting for is more answers. That's really what the whole community is fighting for, more answers. So the Shadow Man having this dual meaning within Shadows of Evil and having this thing where these quotes with pack punch, they make a lot of sense. The Gateworm's energy must be released. Bring the item, which is the blood vials, connects you to the other world. It makes so much sense. Again, if we've been talking about the Dr. Monty loop and you want to relate it back to that, this blood vial thing that Rick Toffman's been holding, it's been bringing them to each of these different worlds over and over again, hinting and obviously alluding at the loop that Dr. Monty is putting these characters into. I don't know. It is a lot of different possibilities, whether or not the blood vials are good for the characters, whether or not they're bad, whether or not they're good for Monty, bad for Monty. We don't really know what Monty's motives are. Now that Monty has the new world again, is he even going to use the Origins characters because he put the Origins characters to the side of the universe? Maybe this is setting up for Black Ops 4 with a whole new storyline. But again, the Shadows of Evil and Shadow Man quotes, they're just so interesting that they could very well be something regarding the blood vials, a sacrificial sort of thing with the Weasel for the super Easter egg. So again, I'm not going to get into full-on theories for that because there's a lot we need to really look into, and there's a lot more we need to understand with the super Easter egg. I really want to understand the storyline of the super Easter egg before I go and say we're going to be using the Mob of the Dead characters to bring us into the new world, or to help defeat Dr. Monty, or we're going to use the blood vials to escape Dr. Monty. We don't know any of that yet. I think as of now, those Shadow Man quotes are very interesting indeed, so if you want to look more into them, I think it's possible. You never know. Again, not confirmed, just a really interesting theory there. Now, let's look at the Reddit post up on screen. Didn't we already make the staffs? So this is basically what he talks about. He talks about, the staffs were built within Origins, obviously, and there are different names for it. And he talks about the Staff of Lightning being Kimet's Bite, the Staff of Fire being Kakutsuchi's Blood, and then you have the Staff of Ice being Ul's Arrow, the Staff of Wind being Boraz Fury, something like I don't know. I'm probably not saying it right, but again, he's basically saying these names are like the original names of the original ancient staffs that we used back in the Great War with the Apothicons and the Keepers. And the Staff of Lightning, Staff of Fire, Ice, Wind is like Maxus's replicas. And we know that's confirmed. Those aren't the original staffs within Origins. Those are just replicas that Maxus made. But what's really interesting is that he talks about Revelations. And before we talk about the Origin staffs here, this is basically what he says. In Shadows of Evil, the Apothicon servant was created and then put into the mystery box. In Ragnarok, the Ragnarok DG4 was created and then put into the mystery box. And it talks about this stuff basically meaning that we built this stuff before, we created these weapons, we created these parts, and then we get to use them and fully use them later within Revelations. So if you think about Origins, everyone's saying there are no Origins, there's no Origin staffs, and there's nothing that we can build there. There are no Origin staffs parts, like there's nothing we can do. But technically, we've already made them within the universe on Origins when the storyline first began. And the Origins Easter egg finally makes sense. At the end of the Origins Easter egg, we place our Origin staffs in their pedestals in Agartha, and we throw the Maxus drone, and you know, the Easter egg and the cutscene goes off, the alarms going off at the house, something happening, a new arrival, and again, we never really knew what Max's plan was. We heard Maxus there, and then Samantha was like, oh, I'm gonna go see my father. My father has a plan. Perhaps he is the new arrival. The crew back on Earth used the teleporter in Agartha to leave, but where are the staffs? The staffs in the storyline never left. They're still in Agartha. So again, if you're going along with this storyline here, the staffs are technically still in Agartha right now in this universe, waiting to be taken for the ending cutscene of the Super Easter egg. And again, whether or not in Revelations you access them through the Kino teleporter, or if you go back to Samantha's room and you figure out what, you know, Max's plan actually was, whether or not you go back in time and you actually figure out who that new arrival was and what was occurring and really what the alarm was for, just all of that insane stuff. Like we can allude to like the World War, just random stuff like that, but again, there's a lot more of a deeper meaning here. And I do think the Origin staffs now having some sort of explanation that it could very well be in Agartha right now, and all we need to do within Revelations is just access Agartha. It makes so much sense, but it doesn't make sense with the ancient staff side of thing. The only thing I have to say, this is a very good theory, a very good point. Looking back at the Origins ending cutscene and the Easter egg, the problem is, we've been talking about the ancient staffs being used. This is talking about the Origin staffs. Now, whether or not the ancient staffs maybe are now within Agartha, that's a whole nother theory, and we have no evidence for that as of now. But I don't know, maybe we'll do a video talking about that. You never know. But as of now, that's a very good explanation as to why we could use the Origin staffs, because within this universe, they're technically still within Agartha. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I hope you guys did enjoy, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.